Welcome to our yoga class this morning, and we're going to really concentrate on our hips today. So take a position on your back to start with. So we're going to start with our breath exercises this morning, our pranayama. So make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. Relax your shoulders. If your hands are on the ground, you can turn them up towards the sky. Make sure your legs are comfortable too, so you can bend them or spread them out. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale and relax. Again, take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And a third and final time. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. So let now all of your thoughts go as far away from your consciousness as possible. And take note of everything you're thinking of. And tell yourself you can think about that later. And really start concentrate in on your breath. It's normal if those thoughts come back. And whenever that happens, just tell yourself that that's the normal human condition. And come back always to your breath. So start noticing all the sensations you have on your upper lip. And feel the breath that's coming in and out of your nostrils. Ask yourself if there's a difference in the temperature of the inhalation compared to the exhalation. You can also notice how quickly you're breathing. And you'll notice how, as you relax, the breath is going to start following and it will get slower as well. Make sure that you keep taking deep breaths, so that you're going to feel your stomach reach up towards the sky. And as you exhale, press your belly button slowly in towards your spine. Relax all of your muscles around your stomach. And as you exhale, you're going to press that belly button slowly in towards the spine again. Take note to the cycle of your breath. And remember that pranayama, the exercise of breathing that we're doing, is really to connect your body and mind. And really imagine as you inhale that you're becoming more and more energetic. And as you exhale, concentrating, letting go of the energy, and notice the weight of your body on the floor. Notice also that the movements in yoga, when we inhale, we're making the bigger movements, and when we exhale, we think more about stretching. Also, start contracting your throat slightly to start the Ujjayi breath. So this is when we start making sound through the breath. It sounds like ocean waves. And also, if you're confused about this, my son explained that it's the Darth Vader breathing. So you should make the volume of your breath loud enough that if I come close to you, I could hear you breathing. So keep this type of breath as we keep making our physical assignments, our physical movements. So for now, just slowly start bending your knees to bring your feet to the ground. Push your cushion to the side. And place your block in your hands. And notice the feeling that you have in your low back, in that curve near the sacrum. And press your feet up, lift the hips up, and just put the block right under the tailbone so that the top of the sacrum is able to move. And you'll feel it start sinking slowly down to the earth. So relax the back and take a few deep breaths here. So you're going to notice that especially women, our sacrums are flexible. And sometimes it can get out of place and you'll feel lots of discomfort around the hips and the low back. So just let it come back into its proper position. So it's very simple. You relax all the muscles around the hips and around the low back. So you're making a hammock type of shape in the back and letting it just relax down towards the mat, nice and slowly. And always, we keep taking those slow, deep, and fluid breaths. And as we relax into the posture, take time to notice how lucky we are to have this time to practice on our well-being. So slowly push your feet to the ground, lift the hips up, take the block out, and slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. When the hips come down to the floor, notice that feeling that you have now in the lower curve of your back. Sometimes it changes totally and completely. Now, open your feet wider than your yoga mat, keeping your knees met, and think about isolating one jaw at a time, one leg at a time. So as you exhale, bring one knee down towards the floor so that you feel the stretch in the quadricep. Don't worry if your knee touches the floor or not. It's just the feeling of the stretch that's really important. Inhale, bring the leg back to center. Exhale, this time bring the left knee down towards center. And again, just stretch. Don't move into a position of pain. And as we inhale, we bring the knee back up. So exhale, bring one knee down to the floor. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, bring the other knee down to center. Inhale, bring it back up. And if you notice that your legs are becoming more and more comfortable, let the knee come down a little bit more with the repetitions. So remember, you should feel a little stretch, but not any type of pain. And remember to isolate the leg one at a time. Excellent. One more repetition. Very good. Now, bring your feet back in towards center. Bring your right knee in towards your belly. Interlace the fingers over the knee, and then let the left leg come down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull the knee in towards the rib cage. Again, just wherever it's comfortable. And then make sure that your arms are engaged and push the knee up and towards the hands, but don't let it move so that you feel the muscle contract. Now, flex your right foot, press the right thigh down towards the ground. Our goal here is to feel that nice line between the right knee and the left heel to really concentrate in on the psoas muscle. And this can really affect the low back and the legs. So sometimes when the psoas is contracted, we're going to really notice that the movement is very difficult. So just keep it to your own level. Good. Relax all that muscular strength. Keep the left hand on the right knee. Stretch out that right arm, and then exhale, swing the right knee towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. So we're going to rock the knee back and forth a few times. Remember, it's always your breath that guides the movement. So we're exhaling towards the left, inhaling back to center. So sometimes your back might even crack. This happens very often, don't worry about it. And then as you exhale, bring the right leg towards the left, wherever it's comfortable. Excellent. Then you can turn the head just ever so slightly towards the right. Good. Now with the right hand, search for your femur head, which is on the side of your right hip, and take a time to just slightly hit your muscle. So it's a massage. Usually this is a nice thick muscle and you can really put some pressure into it to release all that tension. Exhale, let the arm come back down to the floor, and then bring the leg back to center. Readjust your back, bend your knees, and then bring the left knee towards the belly and interlace your fingers over the knee. Stretch the knee in towards the chest, and then let the right leg come down to the floor. Inhale, exhale again, pull the knee in towards the left rib cage. Keep your arms nice and strong, and then press the knee up into their hands without letting it move. So you're going to feel your muscles contract. Then flex the right foot and press the right thigh down towards the earth. Continue to take deep breaths in and out. So imagine stretching that line between the left knee and the right heel. Excellent. Relax all of that muscular work. Keep the right hand on the left knee, stretch the left arm out to the side, and then start your moving twist. Exhaling the knee towards the right side. Inhaling, coming back to center. Remember to always work comfortably. So again, we're exhaling, swinging the knee towards the right. Inhale, come back to center. Remember, you can change the angle of the knee to be more comfortable. Now, as we exhale, we're going to bring the knee towards the right side. And then just slowly turn the head ever so slightly towards the left. Now, this time we're going to massage that hip with the left hand. So you can almost drum the hip. Good. Notice the difference between the sides as well. Excellent. Relax your arm, and as you exhale, let your legs come back to center and keep the knees bent. As you inhale, bring the right ankle to the left knee. Place the left hand between the thighs and then interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. So you might already have a stretch here on the left hip. If not, inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Maybe that's the right angle for you. If you're more flexible, you still have the option to pull that right leg in towards the body. Take time to really relax the muscles on the left side. And like always, the most important thing is your breath. Remember, don't overstretch to make sure that your muscles can stay relaxed. Excellent. Now bend your right knee and slowly bring it back down to the floor. Exhale, bring the left foot down. Inhale, bring the right ankle to the left knee. Place the right hand between the thighs and then interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Again, notice how you're feeling. If that's okay, you want to stay there. If not, you can inhale, lift the leg up. And if you want, you can even pull that left leg into towards the body. Remember, it's not necessary to do the same angle on both sides. It's the feeling in the hip that's the most important. Breathe out. Excellent. Bend the left knee, bring the foot down to the floor, and then the right foot as well. We're going to come up to a seated position now. So a lot of times we cross the legs as we sit, but this time we're going to make a type of square with the legs. So bring your right angle to the left knee. So you're going to see your flexibility level right away. Some people might have their knee touching their ankle. If your knee is more up in the air, that's okay, don't worry about it. It just means that there's more tension in the right hip. Also, at the same time, you don't want to overstretch the tendons and ligaments in the ankle, so make sure that you can move your foot. If you need, you can stay right where you are. If you want a deeper stretch, curl your back over your legs and let yourself come forward until you find a nice stretch. Again, become conscious of your breathing. And when you inhale, imagine filling up the whole belly with your breath. And as you exhale, let yourself melt into the posture. Notice the feeling that you have on the right side of the hip, and notice how thick the muscle is and how long it takes to stretch it out. And just remember, as you keep practicing, that you're going to become more comfortable, and it'll make you have that feeling that you want to practice it over and over again. Inhale, rise up one vertebrae at a time. Bring the legs forward and shake them out so that all the circulation comes back. Very good, other side. So this time, we're going to bring the left ankle to the right knee. So you can even see with me that there's big differences on one side to the other because of injury. You can see that my knee is up higher, but it's the feeling that's important. We don't adjust the angle, we just go to whatever feeling's well. And then, if you're able, feel free to lean forward. If you already have a stretch, you can sit up nice and tall. Take time to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and listen into those sounds of the waves. There's absolutely no stress here. Sometimes we feel very frustrated in certain yoga postures because we think that we should go further, but don't worry, it comes with the practice. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And then bring your feet together so that we can go into butterfly posture and bounce your knees up and down. Very good. Relax your legs. And this time we're going to spread the legs out nice and wide. Remember, this angle is different for everybody. So just open to your legs to wherever you feel a stretch, but not any type of pain. Take your thigh, roll it back. If you're more comfortable, you can always sit on the block as well. Now turn your toes in towards center. and bring your hands in front of your hips. Good. If you need to, turn around on your mat as well. Now, you really want to think about freeing your hips. So roll your hips forward and backwards, and you'll notice how this relaxes the low back and the hips. So now, roll your hips by bringing the pubic bone towards the earth and lifting the tailbone in the back. Relax your inner thigh. Now just place your hands forward and notice how this is feeling in your body. So again, you're rolling your pubic bone forward. Now, if you want, you can stay right here, or you can keep walking your hands forward until you feel a nice stretch. Remember, your goal here is not to put your nose to the ground. Your goal is to liberate yourself from any type of tension. One angle is not more important than the other between people. It's how you are feeling in this present moment. So relax your body into the posture. Make sure you relax your inner thigh and your knees. Keep taking deep breaths in and out. Excellent. Now walk your hands in towards your hips, and again, bring your feet together for butterfly posture and rock them a little bit up and down. Excellent. So now come up onto all fours. Align yourself, and we're going into cat and puppy. So inhale, roll your back up towards the sky, and then exhale, let your belly come down towards the floor. That will really relax all the muscles around the pelvis. Excellent. So come back to your neutral position and then press your hips towards your heels and advance your hands. Now turn your toes under the toes, and as you exhale, stretch your legs up so that you can go into down dog and walk the heels out one at a time. Excellent. Good. Let the heels sink down towards the floor. And make sure you feel your balance. So as we inhale, we're going to lift the left leg, bend the knee, and we're going to rock it over towards the right side. So we're looking for a stretch in front of the hip, especially in the psoas. And this is one of the really good positions to find it. All your hip flexors, you'll feel them all opening. Very good. Now as we come back to center, we're going to swing the knee between the two hands for pigeon posture. Very good. Relax your right foot in the back. And then again, we have to find that balance between the right and the left leg. So we should have equal amount of weight. Once you find that, bring the forearms down to your mat. From here, you want to find a nice stretch in your left hip. So sometimes we have to adjust the level of that left foot. So if it's too hard, bring it down towards the right thigh. And if it's not stretching enough, lift the left foot a little bit higher, never going past 90 degrees with the knees. Once you're in the right position, bring the forehead down to the mat. If your head doesn't meet the floor, feel free to put a block or a cushion underneath it. So again, these are really nice, thick, deep muscles. So take your time, make sure you feel your center. Tell yourself to relax the hip muscles. if you can't relax the muscles and you're finding your hip is too contracted, really take that left foot to move it by the right quadricep. Take deep breaths in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and listen into the sound of your breath. Excellent. Now, in yoga, we talk a lot about this chakra system, and that hips represent this second chakra, which represents a lot our creative and sexual sides. So sometimes when we have a lot of tension in a certain area and we take time in a posture, it's good to listen in to any signals your hip might be telling you. Now, roll your right toes under, and we're going to return back into down dog. Take time to walk out your heels a few times to make your hips comfortable. Excellent. Now let your heels relax down to the floor, and we're going to work on the other side. So inhale, lift the leg up, bend the knee, and then let it turn towards the left side this time. In our down dog. Good. Now again, look for that stretch in front of the hip, so the hip flexors and the psoas. And then make sure that you're keeping your balance. Take a few more deep breaths. Inhale. And then as you exhale, swing that right knee in between the two hands to prepare for pitching it again. Take time to adjust your weight to find that equal sensation between the two legs. And then come down to your forearms. And remember, you have to judge the intensity that you can handle. So feel free to put your right foot under the left thigh if you need to, or extend the right foot more forward. Again, always respecting the knee joint, not going past the 90-degree angle. Make sure you consciously tell yourself to relax the hip muscles so that that joint can open up and let all of the ligaments, tendons, and muscles slowly stretch out. So concentrate in on your breath. Take deep breaths in and exhale to your maximum. And again, think to contract your throat to keep using that ujjayi breath with each inhalation and each exhalation. Notice your energy. So again, as you inhale, you want to feel nice and energized. And as you exhale, you let the body really melt down and relax. Remember, it's the gravity that's helping us right now to relax and open the muscles. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Excellent. Now, walk your hands in towards your body. Roll your left toes under. And then step back to down dog. Keep walking your heels one at a time. Excellent. Let the heels sink down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the knee, and then take a deep step forward into a lunge. Keep your knee bent. And then keep the left leg straight and press the left heel towards the back. And let yourself sink down in the hip area. So you want to keep that 90-degree angle with the knee. So make sure that you can either step the foot forward or back if you need to. Excellent. Take a few more deep breaths in and out here. And keep stretching that left heel backwards. Excellent. Now as you exhale, bend the left knee. And inhale, we're going to lift the arms up into a modified warrior one. Good. Roll the shoulders back and down. And stretch into the hips. Keep breathing. As you exhale, bring the hands down to your mat and walk your right foot to the outside of the mat. So we're going into a position called the lizard posture. So there's many variations. So for some people, you can stay here, or if you're more flexible, you can come down onto your elbows and forearms. So relax into the posture. If you need to, you can rock the sides a little bit side to side. So to really find your center. That's very good. So concentrate in on your breath. So remember, inhale, you're going to make sure that you're still good and aligned in your posture. And as you exhale, you let yourself sink down. Notice all that tension leaving your body. Very good. Super. Now, you can start coming back up and bring your foot back into center. Tuck your left toes under, and we're going to return to down dog. Walk your heels out a few times to make yourself feel comfortable. Excellent. Let the heels sink down. Inhale, lift the left leg up, bend the knee, and then swing it forward as you exhale. So again, we want to have that 90-degree angle with the knee and stretch the right heel backwards. See if it's comfortable to sink down in your hips. Keep pressing the heel back. Inhale and exhale nice and deeply. Don't worry if you're feeling your legs shake a little bit, that's very normal. Excellent. As you exhale, bend your knee, let the toes rest down on the floor, and then inhale, lift your arms up in modified warrior one. Roll your shoulders back and down and sink into your hips. We're especially looking for a stretch in the front of the right hip. Take deep breaths in and out, listening in to the sound of the Ujjayi breathing. Excellent. Swing your hands forward to the mat and then walk your left foot to the outside of the mat. So you can stay here and let the hips sink down towards the ground, or if you're more flexible, bring your forearms and your elbows down to the ground so they can support you. If your elbows don't touch the mat, it will be probably more comfortable to come up onto your hands. Continue to breathe in and out to your maximum. Keep your throat contracted for the Ujjayi breath. Again, feel that beautiful comfort coming into the body. Excellent. So walk the foot back into the center. Tuck your right foot and your right toes under and step back to down dog. So again, walk the heels one at a time so you start feeling that comfort come back to your hips. Very good. Come back to the stable down dog. And as you exhale, come down onto your knees. So now think about your balance again. We're gonna inhale, lift the right leg behind us with the knee bent, and ever so slowly bring your left hand behind to hold onto your foot. Very good. Now try to press your foot backwards. It really helps if you look at something stable to keep your balance. Very good. Exhale, bring your knee down. And on your inhale, lift the left leg behind you, keep the knee bent, and hold on to it with the right hand. So again, we want to push that foot back into the hand. Keep taking deep breaths. Very good. As you exhale, bring the knee down. And then we're going to go onto our stomach. So you want to think about stretching out all the muscles around the hips. So bring your forehead down to the ground. So we're going to bend that left knee and hold on to the foot with the left hand and press it to the center of the buttock. If your heel comes down to your hip easily and you don't feel much of a stretch, also press that hip muscle down to the floor. Keep taking deep breaths. And notice all of your body's fibers that are coming back to their health. Excellent. Now bring the heel to the outside of the hip, and we're going to pull the foot down towards the earth. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Notice how this feels around your sacrum. Very good. Exhale, let the foot come down to the mat, and then hold on to the other foot with your right hand. Good. Now bring your heel to the center of your hip muscle. And again, if you need to, press your right hip bone down towards the earth. Keep taking deep breaths in and out. And then let go of the muscular strength so that the foot can slide to the outside of the hip. And again, we're going to stretch it down towards the floor gently. Very good. As you exhale, let that relax down. Place the hands under the shoulders and press back to child's pose. And then from here, we're going to go into the frog posture. Again, notice the angle is going to be very different for everybody. So when we start, you're in child's pose and you can just open the knees. You can keep the hips more towards the heels. If you're more flexible, bring your hips a little bit more forward. Maximum to have a straight line between the two knees and the hips. Remember, we're not forcing here. If you're already in a stretch, you don't need to bring your hips forward. You want to be able to really let go with the gravity. Don't worry. If it's too intense, really just start closing your knees a little bit more together. You always have to look after yourself and make sure you respect your limits. So come back to your breath. Really remember to keep your mind nice and calm. And let your hips just melt down towards the floor with each and every exhalation. Excellent. So now bring your knees back to the center for child's pose and rock side to side so your hips become more comfortable. And you'll feel all that circulation coming back. Excellent. So we're going to come back to the table position with and then step forwards with the left foot. So we're going to lift the right foot behind you and hold it with the left hand. So again, push the foot backwards. If your knee is sensitive in this position, fold your mat a few times. Good. Make sure that your back is still long. And you should feel a nice stretch in the quadricep and all the attachments in the hip. Very good. Bring this foot back. And then we're going to take a step forward with the right foot. So again, if you're feeling your knee is sensitive, feel free to fold your mat a few times. Then you're going to reach back with your right hand and then push your left foot back into the hand so you feel a nice stretch in the quadricep. Excellent. And then exhale, bring the foot back down to the earth. Take a step back with the right knee and then sit back on your heels. So there's a lot of people that aren't able to sit back on the heels. So if that's your case, don't worry, you can sit on a cushion, because we really want to think about stretching out all of the ligaments from the hips down to the feet. So you might want to come to the center of your mat so you have room to go backwards. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you're feeling you should go forward in the posture, open the feet in the back and sit your hips to the floor. Again, be very gentle with yourself. If this is too much for your feet, your heels, your ankles, or your knees, go back and sit on your heels. If you're okay, you can come back onto your elbows and try to keep the knees together. So again, you're not forcing, you're just guiding into the position. Remember, if this is not for you, sit up with your hips between your heels. If you're still okay, you can come right down to your back, and you can even extend your arms up and over your head. Remember, just go to wherever it's appropriate for you. Very good. Now, to come back up, bring your hands to your heels, walk your hands. You can come back onto your heels and just notice how that feels. Now, extend your feet forward. So this time we're going to bend the right knee, and you really want to think that we're working on the same chain. So, depending on how you feel, you can keep your knees almost together. If your hip is more flexible, you can open your leg. The most open it will be is to keep the 90-degree angles. So now what you want to do is to find your balance between the two hips. So a lot of times in this position, the right hip will lift up, and we really want to bring this down to the floor. If you find it too hard, again, bring the knee in towards the left leg. So it's a little adjustment to find that balance between the two sides. Keep your back straight, relax your shoulders, and notice that sensation that you're having in the hips. Some people, if you're very hyperflexible, you might not feel this posture, but most people will have a big relief. Remember to keep that stability. Good. Now bring the leg back forward, and we're going to go towards the other side. So remember, one hip is not necessarily as flexible as the other side. So just open the hip until you start feeling comfortable. So again, we want to bring that left hip down to the floor. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to touch the ground, but that's the direction that we're moving towards. Now, correct the posture in your back and straighten the spine. Relax your shoulders fully and completely. And remember, if you're having too much sensation right now, bring that left foot towards the right knee, the left leg towards the right knee. Relax your right hip. Very good. Now, bring that leg forward again. Put your feet back into butterfly posture and bounce your knees up and down. Very good. Now, we're going to work on the piriformis muscle. It's usually very, very sensitive. And a lot of times you'll notice that they're very sensitive. So there's several balls that you can use. If you don't have a ball today, use your fist instead. Usually tennis balls are really easy to work with. You can look and find the spike balls if you like. There's little tiny balls, whatever is comfortable for you. So we're going to bring the balls right under the center of our hip muscles to find the piriformis. So again, if you don't have the balls today, make fists with your hands and you can sit on them. So a lot of times when we sit down on the balls, you can notice for you if it's better to bend the knees or straighten the legs. You might also like to move around a little bit on the balls to give it kind of the sensation of having a massage. You might find that there's one little spot in your hip that has a lot of tension, and just imagine that this spot starts releasing and the area around it can completely and totally release and let go. So we're going to stay here for a couple of minutes to really just relax all the tension in the hips. So as you relax, you want to think about your breath and your wellness. So again, as we work through the second chakra, we're thinking about our creativity and our life force. So ask yourself if you feel like you're very balanced in your creative life, if you have projects you love, or maybe you feel blocked and you feel like you're only working all of the time. And you can see if maybe that is affecting your physical sensations. And sometimes these beautiful creative ideas can affect our mentality and our emotions. And while you're resting here, ask yourself if there's something that you need to be doing. Sometimes as we relax, we really get clear ideas. Excellent. Now you can bend your knees, lift your hips up, and take the balls out from under your hips. Excellent. Now, we're going to start our Savasana with a restorative posture. So take your cushion. You might need your block as well to be comfortable. And we're going to relax the back down onto the cushion. You might need a little space between the hips and the cushion. If your head's not comfortable, feel free to put a block under the head. Then we're going to bring the feet together and let the knees open up on the sides. if you're feeling that this is too extreme for you, feel forward to stretch your feet a little bit more forward ahead to make sure you're comfortable. Excellent. You don't even need to relax your breath anymore. You can let yourself drift off into that deep relaxation. And we're going to start Yoga Nidra this morning. So every time you hear a body part, just think of yourself letting go further and further. So start with the top of your head, your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, the jaw, your ears, your throat, your neck, your chest, your shoulder blades, your shoulders, your upper arms, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, and all of your fingers. Come back towards the front of your body, relaxing your solar plexus, your stomach, and all of your organs. The middle back, the low back, and your pelvis. Relax your thighs, the inside of your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, heels, your feet, and all of your toes. And as you exhale, all of your body parts will relax more and more. And now that we're in a nice state of deep relaxation, it's even easier to program lots of suggestions to your subconscious, to your unconscious beliefs. So now, really remind yourself what you need to be in better health, and that from now on, it'll be easier to accomplish that. And now, you can start stretching your legs forward. Or bend your knees, or bring your knees together. And you can slowly turn to the right side in fetal position. I know sometimes we just want to fall asleep after these nice sessions, but keep conscious for the next few moments. So bring your left hand forward in front of your mat, in front of your heart, and as you inhale, press your hand to the earth to come up to a seated position. So it's up to you if you want to cross your legs or not, or sit up on a cushion. And then make sure that your back is nice and straight. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and take a time to notice how you're feeling today, especially around your hips. Now bring your hands to your heart in prayer, and we'll chant Om to end the class. Inhale. Thank you so much. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.